Wise guys, wise guys, wise guys, wise guys, wise guys, wise guys. Tracy Larkins, stem zich. Tracy Larkins, stem zich. These guys know sports. Wise guys, wise guys. These guys know sports. Wise guys, wise guys, wise guys. Tracy Larkins, stem zich. These guys know sports. Yeah, yeah, yeah. These guys know sports. These guys know.
Welcome to Wise Guys. These guys know sports. Right here on BeatWaveRadio.com. Remember, follow Wise Guys on Twitter at WiseGuys_OH. Also on Facebook, Wise Guys. Be sure to follow Wise Guys on Instagram. These guys know sports. Today is Tuesday, June the 5th. Great day to be in the house. What's up, Cashmere?
What's good with you, man? How you been?
Pretty good, man. Right here on Wise Guys. How was your week?
Rough.
Rough?
Rough, to say the least. I'm down 0-2. I'm playing 5 versus 8. Well, they get J.R. Smith, and I'll start lineup 2.
Yeah, they do.
So 5 versus 9, and it just ain't looking good.
It ain't looking good, man.
It ain't looking good at all, man.
We got a big time show ahead. My man Jason Willie, he's gonna be joining the show a little bit later on. The number to that was 513-655-7060. 513-655-7060. So call in the debate with Wise Guys crew if you want to talk about anything with us or debate with us. Big time debate we're gonna have later on the show. Top 5 wide receivers of this generation: post Terrell Owens and Randy Moss.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, so after Terrell Owens and Randy Moss, who was your top 5 receivers of this generation? Talk about that a little bit later on the show. Also, we're going to talk about President Donald Trump versus Philadelphia Eagles. That's some crazy madness going on with that.
That's a joke.
Man, craziness. And also, the 2000 Lakers versus these Warriors. Who will win in the 7-game series? Save your thoughts for later. Give me your thoughts later. But let's talk about the NBA Finals. As the Golden State Warriors, they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 122-103. Steph Curry had 33 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. He went 9 of 17 from three-point range, set a finals record. KD, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. LeBron led the Cavaliers, obviously. He had 29 points, 13 assists, 9 rebounds. So, question for you is, Cashmere, so far in this series, in these first 2 games, what is your biggest takeaways?
That the refs obviously want the Warriors to win. Steph Curry can shoot the ball backwards, and I think he can make it. And Kevin Durant is showing us why he wanted to go to the Warriors. Why it makes so much sense. And
Right.
why he said from the get-go that he did not want to be the man. And why it's showing us right now, like we're seeing another person carry him to a ring, and he's finna get it. And he's supposed to be what people would consider 1-2 in the world. Not so much, though.
I disagree with you. I think right now, the way Kevin Durant is playing, he's playing great, especially in game 2. He showed up in game 2.
Okay.
Game 1, he didn't play so well. I actually thought LeBron got the best of him in game 1. But in game 2, KD, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. In the first half, he shot 7 of 9 from the floor. Kevin Durant showed up.
Wait. So you said game 1, LeBron got the best of KD. So are you telling me game 2, Kevin Durant got the best of LeBron?
I felt like Kevin Durant was more efficient. And he actually said that in his post-game press conference in between games 1 and games 2. He talked about how he wanted to take better shots in game 2, and he did that. I mean, you talking about whether or not Kevin Durant's riding the coattails of Steph Curry to a ring. That's a different conversation as to whether or not right now the Warriors are just a flat-out better team than the Cavaliers.
No, that's we said that a long time ago. That's the
right.
foregone
And
conclusion.
exactly. But the thing is, when you look at this series, especially when you look at game 1, bottom line is the Cavaliers lost their opportunity to steal a game in Oracle out in California when they messed up at the end of game 1. J.R. Smith, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell went wrong with J.R. Smith at the end of game 1. I still don't understand what he was thinking.
Let's not just sit here and blame J.R. Smith, though.
You gotta blame George Hill. Yeah,
You gotta blame George.
you gotta blame George Hill.
Because to me, looking at his shot, looked like his legs were shaking. I told my homies, I said you should have checked his shorts.
Yeah.
He had to.
Right.
Because I've never seen nobody like just miss it that short. Like he almost airballed.
He did. It was short.
It was like he did not want that moment.
He didn't, man. It was just crazy, man.
And neither did the coaches.
Right.
They didn't no timeout call. Nobody knew nothing. I think they were in shock that he missed the layup, that he missed the free throw.
Yeah, what's so crazy is I've listened to LeBron in post-game press conferences break down play after play after play. And then for J.R. Smith not to know the time and the score or that moment, that's ridiculous. That's unheard of.
It's J.R.
It is,
Smith.
and I agree. If I was lining all 10 players up that was on the court at that moment, who was to be the player to mess up in that moment? It would be J.R.
Exactly.
It would be J.R. I got to be honest. But when you look at Game 1, honestly, the Cavaliers played the best possible game they could have played. They played the best possible game they could have played, and defensively, the Warriors didn't show up. But in Game 2 on Sunday night, they played much better. I'm talking about the Warriors defensively. Okay. Because they was doubling LeBron. They was trapping him at midcourt. So they was much more physical. And they defended with more force in Game 2 than they did in Game 1. I think that's part of the reason why LeBron had 51 points in the first game. Because I felt like the Warriors were soft. Yeah, soft in Game 1. In Game 2, they was... Yeah, the Warriors were soft. They were soft in Game 1, but in Game 2, they was much more physical.
So you're trying to tell me soft is the difference between double teaming and just playing man one-on-one?
I felt like they were more in LeBron. Like, they was getting up in him. They was defending LeBron more so than in Game 1. Game 1, it was like LeBron was coming down the court, and he was pretty much doing whatever he wanted to do and getting to the paint.
No. Game 1, they were playing man-to-man. They were switching everything, and they were letting people guard them. Nobody was sitting in the lane. And in Game 2, they changed everything. They flipped the whole script. They trapped him every time he went on top on a switch. And when he did switch, they played like Boston. Everybody just sat in the lane. And they wanted other people to beat him. And J.R. Smith scored a grand total of 5 points.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to beat any team when your starting two guard is scoring 5 points.
And that's the problem with J.R. Smith right now. In Game 2, he shot 2 of 9, 5 points. Do you believe Tyronn Lue needs to bench J.R. Smith?
Man, we've been asking the same question for the whole playoffs. Matter of fact, the whole year, and we've seen that he's not gonna bench him. So I think it's kind of like a foregone conclusion. We should just leave it alone. He's gonna be out there. He's gonna play. Hopefully, he makes shots. If not, oh well. As a LeBron fan, I think I'm more so ready for it to be over.
I mean, this is the thing about it too. Actually, looking at J.R. Smith boneheaded play when he made that mistake that he made in a regulation in Game 1. To me, that was the final straw as to LeBron leaving Cleveland. That was it. I felt like that was it. That was the icing on the cake as to in the offseason. There is no way in hell we're going to stay in Cleveland next season.
Would
it's
you
not
say,
happening. Huh?
Would you stay there?
Hell no.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, as far as if you want to be able to win a ring, Cleveland's not the place.
Nah.
But now if I'm the Cleveland Cavaliers, if I'm ownership, I'm thinking about giving LeBron James part ownership, giving him something to be able to stay. Like, what reason does he have to stay? He has no reason to stay in Cleveland at this point.
But the problem is, who are you going to trade? Who are you going to get there? Like, I've heard Paul George, right? And to that, I would say, who are you going to give away J.R. Smith to somebody?
Nobody going to want J.R. Smith.
With that contract he got?
No.
$16 million next year.
Yeah.
J.R. Smith is going to make $16 million.
Yeah, he is. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. And you talking about somebody's going to want to take that up? Nah, I don't see that happening. I don't understand what kind of decision making they making up there.
Yeah,
Who's writing the contracts? But they obviously have no idea what they doing.
Let's talk about some of these contracts the Cavs gonna have next year. Next year, J.R. Smith actually scheduled to make $15 million. Tristan Thompson scheduled to make $18 million. Jordan Clarkson, he's scheduled to make $13 million. And George Hill is scheduled to make $19 million next season. These are some of the bad contracts that the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to have on their hands next season. So they have no room to build. They have that top draft pick. They got that top draft pick that they acquired in the trade with Kyrie and Isaiah Thomas. But that's it. That's all they have. And nobody, let's just be honest, they don't have any kind of valuable pieces that any team is going to want to trade for.
No.
And then no free agent is going to go to Cleveland. It's too cold. Like, LeBron's not the only, LeBron is literally everything to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Nah, you can't say that.
Nobody's going to Cleveland. Who? Tell me.
What I've realized is, like, in the terms of, like, social media now, like, it really doesn't matter where you go. Like, you can always have fans, so don't just say they don't want to go there because it's cold. I feel like if LeBron actually wants to stay in Cleveland and bring people there, I think he can. I just don't think he want to be there. I don't think he's happy with the management. I don't think he likes the GM. I just don't think he likes the decisions they make overall.
Right.
And if you look at the contracts on that team, I wouldn't want to be a part of it.
Right. I mean, I think LeBron's relationship with Dan Gilbert, the owner, is obviously a messed up relationship. They have no relationship.
But you look at it like it was messed up, but even that, he still came back.
Yeah.
But if you look at it like, I think he's more frustrated with the GM.
Yeah.
I think he wanted his guy to stay.
David Griffin.
He wanted David Griffin to stay.
Yeah.
And David Griffin had the Paul George thing lined up for him.
He did.
And then they lost it, and then they traded him for Isaiah Thomas. You know what I mean? So if I'm LeBron and I see that that's the trades we making, this is what our GM is thinking. Like, shit, man.
Let's get down. But let's get right to something, because right here on Wise Guys, we always keep it real and we always honest. And I had one critique of your boy LeBron James in Game 1. Because I know we keep talking about Game 1, but that was the biggest game of this series so far. That was the most competitive
only two
game.
games.
But I know it was only 2 games, but Game 2 was not competitive. I felt like the Warriors had controlled the entire game.
Yeah, because
and once Steph
the
Curry,
refs
no, it wasn't always the refs. It wasn't the refs. Was the refs the reason why Steph Curry hit a finals record of 9 3-point shots?
I mean,
no.
whoa, time out now. Now, Steph was shooting the ball, not even looking at the rim. Now that right there.
That's what Steph does.
You're right.
Steph, you know when I knew it was over? I knew it was over when Steph Curry hit that shot when the shot clock was running down, and he hit the shot over Kevin Love. He just threw it up, and he kept walking down the other end of the court.
Oh, side note,
Game over, series over.
Side note. Kevin Love looks like he cannot run. Like he looks like a 60-year-old man trying to jog up and down the floor. Like it looked like he's aged like dog years.
Yeah.
Like when he first got there, he looks kind of younger and fresh. Now he looks like he's aged like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that.
I want to say something too about Steph Curry, because in Oracle Arena, Steph Curry's threes that he hits has a huge impact, similar to LeBron James' dunks at Quick Loans Arena in Cleveland. When Steph Curry gets going in that arena out of Oracle, like he ignites the crowd, and the crowd loves this guy. Like they love it when Steph gets hot. Like Kevin Durant can hit a few shots, the crowd gets hyped, they get excited because they got a great home crowd overall. Klay Thompson can hit a few shots, but when Steph gets hot, game is over. Just it's over. Like pretty much, you know how when you play 2K and they say your opponent has left the match? Yeah. That's pretty much what happens when visitors are in Oracle Arena when Steph Curry gets hot. Game over, series over. That's how I felt like when he got hot in the fourth quarter of Game 2. But I got to say this about your boy LeBron James. Put that camera on me because this is important to say. I don't understand why the hell LeBron James even passed the ball to George Hill in the first place in Game 1. Why? He had the mismatch. You time out. He had a mismatch on Steph Curry. Steph Curry 6'3".
Flip the camera. Now we got a guy that definitely didn't play basketball. So you're going to question the decision of a person that we had a chance to actually go ahead in the game, and you're going to question the decision? Like, it's not his fault that the guy missed a free throw. He made the right basketball play, and it led to us almost winning the game. So either he had the mismatch or not, who cares?
I'm tired of y'all LeBron fans talking about he made the right basketball play. I'd rather LeBron James shoot over Steph Curry, who is obviously is a height disadvantage. Yeah. Like LeBron is 6'8". Yeah. Steph Curry is 6'3".
Right.
That's 5 inches. You can shoot over Steph Curry. Okay. What happened? Why would you pass the ball to George Hill? We all knew George Hill was going to miss at least one free throw. I knew he was going to miss one. Everybody keep talking about that. I never did you really expect George Hill to make both free throws?
80%,
I don't give a damn if he 80%. I would have rather took my chance with LeBron James, a pull-up jump shot to win the game. Why did LeBron pass the ball to George? I was wondering, like, what was he doing?
You sound like a pure person that has not played basketball.
What are you talking about?
Because what you're talking about does not make sense. Like, you're breaking up why he passed the ball, even though we know the outcome. We know that we had a chance to win. We know that free throw, he's the second best free throw shooter on our team. So to say that we didn't expect him to make it, that's not true. We expected him to make both. I did. I never expected George Hill to make both those free throws. That's you.
That was the difference in the game for me. I would have trusted a LeBron James jump shot because he had the height advantage over Steph Curry. He got the switch that he wanted. So you can go up over Steph Curry.
So
guess what? Hold on, because this is important.
Wait.
This is important. What would MJ would have did?
Who cares?
What was MJ would have did?
Who cares?
What would Kobe would have did?
Who cares?
Kobe would have shot.
Listen,
MJ would have shot over the defender.
Today is not the day for that because I'm so tired of that argument. Who cares? Like, people are living in the past. Kobe is not playing. Let Kobe do his detailed show. Mike is not playing. We're watching LeBron James.
You call him the GOAT, right?
He is.
So we gotta bring up Kobe and MJ.
No.
What you talking about? You bring up the GOAT, right? He's the greatest of all time, right? That's what you say.
No. He's the GOAT. They also play different positions. They do different things. Kobe and Mike are like each other. They're assassins. They're shooters. LeBron is not. Doesn't have that mindset. We've known this since 2003. So I don't know why in 2018 we act like something's different. There's nothing has changed. He's the same player, and we know this. He's
LeBron
great.
James the greatest player of all time?
LeBron James is one of the greatest players that ever
now he's
played
one of
the
the
game.
greatest.
Jesus Christ.
We'll be back.
Jesus
Wise
Christ.
Guys, these guys know sports right here on Beat Wave Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wise Guys, these guys know sports right here on Beat Wave Radio. The number to dial was 513-655-7060, 513-655-7060. We live talking about the NBA Finals between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. And we were talking before the break about LeBron. And I just felt like LeBron had the mismatch in that moment. And I would have felt like it would have been a better shot for him to shoot over Steph. And then, what happened in overtime? Can you explain to me what happened in overtime? Like, in overtime, LeBron was nowhere to be found. Yeah, he had 51 points to the first 4 quarters, and he played great. He was by far the best player on the floor in Game 1, period. But in overtime, he was nowhere to be found. Why didn't he close that deal?
Close the deal?
Why didn't he close that deal? Like, mentally, I felt like LeBron needed to pause. He needed to freak, because I know he was upset with JR. I know it was a bad. Did you see the video today?
You know what?
Did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw the video.
He was upset, obviously.
All I'm going to say is this. I wish people just get off the man back. Like, we are watching, like, one of the best players to ever play this game in history, right? And all people do is judge and critique stupid stuff. He scored 51. I don't care how many points he scored in overtime. He scored 51 points overall, and the whole team. That's what more than half of the points came from him.
Right.
So regardless of how they got there, they wouldn't have been even close if he didn't do what he did. So the huddle thing was laughable to me, because to find out that you had a timeout and your coaches blatantly didn't even think about it, or J.R. Smith running the half court like he forget that we in one of the biggest games in NBA, all year. Like, you waited all year to get here, and to actually be here and to say you don't know the time and the score and your mind went blank. How, as a professional, how would you react to that?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. He has the right to be frustrated, but he does not get let off the hook for his performance in overtime. In overtime, he didn't do anything in overtime. And in Game 2, I felt like I've seen times where I felt like LeBron was running out of gas. I'm looking at halftime with Chauncey Billups. Yep. Chauncey Billups at halftime talked about how he felt like LeBron looked tired. There's never been an NBA Finals where MJ looked tired. All I'm doing is judging him according to the greatest of all time standards that y'all want to put him in. Y'all want to put him in that conversation. All I'm doing is judging him on those standards. I think it's laughable. I don't even think I think it's a joke. It's a joke to even mention MJ and LeBron in the same sentence.
I think it's laughable that you compare opponents of LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan never had to face two teams with the second and third best player in the NBA.
Are you serious?
Which team did Michael Jordan face in the finals that had the second and third best player in the NBA and in their prime at the same time that he was in the league? Never. So I asked a question, and you finna give me all this bullshit.
No, I'm giving you real.
So to answer my question, who did Michael Jordan play in the finals that resembled a team of the Golden State Warriors?
Jordan played plenty of great teams. Utah, was that Utah team not great? Karl Malone's one of the greatest players of all time.
Bro.
Are you serious?
Karl Malone.
Listen.
Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, Byron Russell.
Right.
So keep going.
Oh, we named. Okay, so I'm not comparing.
Ulster tag.
Let me be clear. I'm not comparing those teams to the Golden State Warriors.
So what I'm saying to you is, if we give LeBron, I give LeBron the same team he got now, and you put him against the goddamn Jazz, and I guarantee you that they beat him.
So let me ask you a question: are we talking about the player here? Or are we talking about the actual team they going up against?
You can't.
I didn't expect. Hold on, let me be clear. In overtime, I didn't expect LeBron James to actually pull it off.
So what are you talking about?
But I expected LeBron James to be able to score, get some buckets. Put up some buckets. This is when we need you. Okay, at that point in overtime, As bad as that play was at the end of regulation with J.R. Smith and George Hill missing the free throw.
No,
let me finish.
Time.
As bad as that play was, the role players did their part. They did the best they possibly could do.
Right.
That's all you can expect from them. You get the overtime. I need LeBron James, the best player in the world, to close that deal.
Right.
Even against the best team in the NBA. I need him to close that if he's the greatest of all time.
Right.
In your eyes. That's what I need. But let me say something. I want to get back to the Golden State Warriors.
Wait. I want to say something to that.
Go ahead.
So, did he shoot the ball? So we not counting the fact that he took the shots, right? That what you told me last time when we were talking about James Harden. You said, we should let James Harden off the hook because at least he took the shot.
He didn't choke. That's what I said.
Right. So
did LeBron choke? No, LeBron ain't choke.
He missed. So even though in the overtime he missed the shots, it's not like he didn't take the shots. He had assists. We're not talking about that. He had rebounds in overtime. So every other point in his game is overlooked because people are saying, oh, well, he didn't score. But every other person can either have help, can have an out, or have an excuse, and nobody ever questions it. Why is that?
What are you talking? Because people compare LeBron James as the greatest of all time standards. Stop trying to change the narrative. You act like LeBron James is a regular player.
No,
he's not.
I'm acting like LeBron James is playing against a team that has the second and third best player in the NBA.
You brought up a couple minutes ago. Didn't you just bring up a couple minutes ago about why you feel like people's always on his back? That makes you upset, right?
Yeah.
When people talk about him, they critique his game.
No. Not the fact that they critique his game. The fact that they give unrealistic, thoughts. Like, it's unrealistic to look at these teams and to be like, oh, well, why is he doing it? He can't do it because there is the second and third best player in the NBA, and that's consensus. That's like everybody.
That's arguable. But I get what you're saying.
Arguable. That's everybody will say that.
No, everybody won't say that. Everybody won't say that Steph Curry is a top 3 player. People will throw people will throw James Harden in that argument. People will throw Russell Westbrook in that argument. People will throw Kawhi Leonard when healthy in that argument. I can't go that far, but he's the best shooter in the NBA, greatest shooter of all time. Give him that.
So the best shooter in the NBA is not one of the best players.
I said he's a top 5 player.
This whole game, no, fuck that, fuck top 5. He's 2 or 3. It's no top 5.
We could debate about that another day. That's not what I'm talking about. Bottom line is, I get tired of you being so sensitive when it comes to your boy LeBron.
No. I'm not sensitive. I am
an
objective LeBron fan.
Okay.
I feel like when LeBron plays bad and he's played like a little girl, I can say he played like a little girl. But on this point, for somebody to critique somebody who scored 51 points, had 9 assists and 9 rebounds, is kind of crazy because it has never been done before in NBA Finals history. So I'm telling you, Michael Jordan himself did not have stats that LeBron gave you. So knowing all that, how do I look and how do people look critiquing him? I don't care what he did in overtime.
We critique him because he's, again, I just told you why we critique him. Because you want to talk about he's the GOAT. That's why he gets critiqued. Let's talk about LeBron and his teammates because we know they non-existent. In game 2, LeBron's teammates on open shots, they shot 3 of 19 from the floor, and they shot 15%. Open shots. They missed 16 open shots. They shot 3 of 19 on 15%. That's terrible. And then in the series overall, the Cavaliers on 3-point field goal attempts that LeBron James has passed to these teammates, they're 8 of 32. 8 of 32. So they are missing a lot of open shots.
I got one more for you. I read an interesting stat about Jordan Clarkson. They say Jordan Clarkson has had 2 assists, right? 2 in 119 minutes of play.
I saw that.
And the last time he had an assist was against Toronto.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
That's pretty bad.
Like he's played 119 minutes with 2 assists.
Yes, that's bad. And
that's crazy.
But I want to say this about the Warriors as well. The Warriors role players play exceptional in game 2. Sean Livingston and JaVale McGee, they combined to go, 22 points, perfect. 11 of 11 from the field. They shot perfect from the floor, and McGee gave you 2 rebounds in 18 minutes. Livingston gave you 5 rebounds in 15 minutes. So JaVale McGee, Sean Livingston, great contributors off the bench for the Warriors. Even David West hit a corner 3-point shot. Remember, he hit a corner 3.
That's when you know the nonsense going on.
That's when you know the game is over. It's over.
Yeah, that's that nonsense going on.
And you know what's so crazy? So far in the series, the Golden State Warriors, in the paint, they shooting 75%. 75% in the paint this series, the Golden State Warriors are shooting. Because I felt like, okay, the Cavaliers got to pick your poison.
Yep.
In game 2, I felt like they wanted to push the Warriors off the 3-point line. Well, they did that. And the Warriors in game 2, they shot 71% paint points. So they shot 71% in the paint. So they played great in the paint. So the Warriors adjusted to what the Cavaliers were trying to do defensively.
Yeah, they did that, but also the Cavaliers did not make free throws. What people don't realize about Game 2 is the game was pretty much for the first 3 quarters, nip and tuck. Like the score was like 7.
It was
basically
yeah.
the whole first 3 quarters, and we had a chance to cut it to 4, and Larry Nance missed both free throws. They got a rebound, hit a 3. That's it. Now they up by 10. We did another run, got us down by 6.
Yeah.
They hit 2 threes. Then now they up by 12. So you have so little like
room of error.
Yeah. If you miss a free throw, if you miss 2 free throws, they basically come down there and double you, and
they hitting threes. Like the thing is, what you basically saying is, I think it was one possession where Kevin Love had an open 3-point corner shot.
Yeah.
And Larry Nance had set a great screen. He missed it. Warriors come down. Klay Thompson hits a 3. Then they back up 10. So it was a 7-point game when Kevin Love missed his shot in the corner for the 3-point shot. He missed it.
And
Warriors come back down. And then Klay Thompson hits his shot. 10-point game instead of a 4-point game. It's a 6-point swing.
Yeah.
Game over. Game is over. And I want to ask you a question real quick before we go to break.
Go ahead.
What chances are you giving the Cavaliers for Game 3?
I like their chances.
Me too, though. I do too.
Like for some reason, like I've been like this team looks better than last year's team, like matchup wise. Like I think they match up better than the Warriors did than they did with the Warriors last year. It's just the point. Like I don't care what you say. The refs are gave the Warriors a lot of generous calls.
I'll address the Warriors here.
A lot of
I'll address the officiating here in a second, but I want to talk about Game 3 because Game 3 the Cavaliers have had success in the finals against the Warriors. I'll talk about Game 3s for the Cavaliers and Warriors right here after the break. Wise Guys, these guys know sports. Welcome back to Wise Guys, these guys know sports right here on Beatwave Radio. Remember, follow Wise Guys on Twitter at WiseGuys_OH. Also on Facebook, Wise Guys. And be sure to follow Wise Guys on Instagram at These Guys Know Sports. Number to dial was 513-655-7060, 513-655-7060. I want to talk about the Cavaliers' chances in Game 3 of this NBA Finals. I think they got a great chance to win Game 3 because between these two teams, between the Warriors and Cavaliers, the last 3 years, in Game 3s, 2015, the Cavaliers, they won 96-91. In that game, LeBron, 40 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. So he played great. In 2016, the Cavaliers won 120-90 in Game 3. LeBron, 32 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. And then last year, the Cavaliers lost at home in Game 3. But LeBron had 39 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. But in that game, the Cavaliers also had a chance to steal Game 3 at home. But we all know what happened in the game. LeBron James drives through the paint. For some reason, LeBron passes out to Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver misses the shot, and we all know the rest of the story. Durant comes down on the following possession, and he drops the 3 right in front of LeBron, and game over, series over. So, but I still think the Cavaliers, for some reason, they play better at home in the playoffs. They on an 8-game winning streak at Quick Loans Arena, so they play much better at home. LeBron James averages 40 points per game at home. So I like the Cavaliers' chances in Game 3. But if they lose Game 3, they're going to get swept. So, my question for you is, how will this impact LeBron's legacy if the Cleveland Cavaliers get swept in these year's NBA Finals? How would it affect his legacy?
I don't know. I mean, what do you expect? Like, if you look at these two
Ask
teams,
me that again.
If you look at these two teams on paper, and we just say the two teams are playing 4 games, who do you expect to win? I think the odds would say 4-1, 4-0 Warriors. Everybody first impression. So to me, I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't really care. I wouldn't. He's made it to the finals. People act like it's easy to get there just because he's lost there. And this whole myth of, I guess, because Mike was undefeated there, that if you're not, winning and doing all that, then it's just pointless if you going, and I don't agree with that.
Are you really seriously sitting up here telling me this with a straight face that you wouldn't be upset if they got swept in the NBA Finals? But you actually picked the damn Cavaliers to win this series? Are you serious?
I had to.
You picked the Cavaliers to win this
In
Finals
6.
in 6. So you first of all, let me ask you.
In 6.
You actually picked them. So you actually
saying
it wouldn't upset you if they got swept? Are you? It wouldn't. It's not.
No.
Let me tell you why LeBron can't afford to get swept by the Golden State Warriors.
Whoa, back up. He can afford whatever.
No, he can't. Stop saying that. Y'all let him off the hook.
No. You people like you.
No.
People like you who never played sit here and try to make it seem like the things that he do are easy. To take the team that he's taking
let's
to
give
the
LeBron
NBA.
a pity party, huh?
No.
That's what we gonna do, huh?
A
Let's give
pity
LeBron
party.
That's what you want to do.
No.
That's what you want to do on
If
B-Wave
he
Radio
gets-
today. Let's go ahead and
If he
let's
gets
cry our
swept-
hearts out for LeBron James.
If he gets swept, he gets swept. He
No.
deal with that how he deal
don't
with
need to
that.
get
But
swept.
as me as a fan, I don't care.
No, stop it. Because you always letting him off the hook. Damn it, AI got you one. AI even beat the 2000 Lakers. They didn't lose in that playoffs at all. And Allen Iverson got the Sixers one win. And guess who was on that team? George Lynch, Eric Snow, Dikembe Mutombo, Tyrone Hill. That's who was on AI's team. And AI got the Sixers one win in the finals against the 2000 Lakers. And that was with Kobe and Shaq's Lakers. These are, I believe, the most dominant duo to ever play the game of basketball was Kobe and Shaq. And AI got the Sixers a win in the finals in 2000, the same year he won MVP. You telling me LeBron James can't get the Cleveland Cavaliers one win?
I'm telling you, you see me? I don't care.
That's your problem.
No.
He's not the greatest of all time in your head, really, and that was.
My problem is that people like you sit here and act like the Warriors aren't who they are. Like, you act like the Warriors aren't good. So we could sit here. LeBron scored 50 points, the most points in finals history, and lost. So for me to sit here and think that he will score another 50 and lose is impossible, it's kind of crazy. Like, because I've already seen he can score 50 and they can still lose. You know why? Because the Warriors have 3 people on their team that can consistently get you on an average of 20 points. Consistently, 3 players. The Cavs do not have that. So even when LeBron gives you 50 and Kevin Love gives you 20 maybe, it's not enough. So I'm being real and watching basketball and knowing basketball and saying they are better than them.
That's common sense. You stating the obvious.
Okay.
We know they better, but that don't mean LeBron can get you one. Can't LeBron get you one?
Man,
he can't get you home one time.
He got you one.
He came close in game 1.
He got them one.
So,
he got
that
them one in 2016.
I'm talking about finals win in this final. Don't try to change the narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Please.
He should be able to get you one. Come on now. What are we talking about here? Y'all serious? And this y'all go, huh? This is y'all go. This y'all greatest player of all time, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like you're trolling right now.
No.
I feel
That's
like
what he does.
That's
what he
you
do.
don't believe what you're saying.
No, because he knows.
No, I feel like LeBron James.
He knows.
If we I think LeBron's a great player. I think LeBron James is a great player. He's an outstanding player.
Trey don't believe nothing he's saying right now.
LeBron is one of the greatest players of all time.
So it's the Warriors.
LeBron is a top 10 all-time great basketball player. Damn it, LeBron James should be able to get you one win. One win. Because this is what I'm looking at. Klay Thompson, hold on. Is Klay Thompson even healthy? He's not even healthy right now.
Is he
He's
healthy?
hobbled. He's hobbled.
The man is shooting threes off breaks.
I need you to address what Cashmere just said about LeBron James scoring the most points in a finals history
and a loss
and still losing. So I need you to explain to me and explain to Cashmere how this is LeBron James' fault at this point.
Nobody ever said it was LeBron James' fault.
Yeah,
I said I held LeBron to it. Let me finish. You gonna let me talk or not? You want to talk?
No, I'm talking because you just cut me off. Now you're backpedaling, all right? You're backpedaling because how are you not saying that this is not LeBron James' fault when you say he should at least get you one? He should at least get you one. He did. Officially, at 51 points, he got him a win. Unfortunately, he can't do it by himself. You do realize that basketball is a team sport, right?
Regardless, but the rest. What I'm saying is, I know.
I don't think you realize.
We said that earlier.
This is the reason why you keep giving Jordan to go over LeBron James because you somehow forget that Michael Jordan had a team. Forget that.
But I also told you too. Hold on, let me say something because you want to talk. That I also told you too that Michael Jordan never had finals team may average over 22
It don't
points per
matter.
game. Yes, it did. You said team, right?
Yeah.
So if he got so much team,
No.
why haven't anybody in those team ever averaged
Let me-
over 22 points per game in the finals?
So how come
Explain that
Michael
to me.
Jordan? How
Follow
come Michael
this up.
Jordan never led
Follow-
any team in assists
Follow this up
in the
then.
playoffs? Never.
Well, follow your point up then. What was the average scores of other teams that he played against in the finals?
I mean, I'm about to look that up.
Yeah.
I don't have all the numbers
So-
right in front of
so,
me.
yeah, so
but you
it
changed the
doesn't-
narrative.
no,
I asked him a question about does he believe LeBron should be able to get the Cavs one? I said he should.
And you
Check
brought up
his
the
narrative.
2000 Lakers and
He
Allen
has the
Iverson.
most points scored
So-
in the NBA
right, but that
finals,
answer my question.
And that was not enough to get him
Again,
a win.
I'm telling
like,
you.
dude,
You still lost. Get me one. Do it again.
No,
Do it again and win.
Why are you not putting that on J.R. Smith? Why are you not putting that on the
Because
rest of
I
the
never
team?
had any expectations for J.R. Smith.
So how
Are
does
y'all
that
serious?
So how does that not
okay,
matter
Trey,
when we're talking about LeBron?
Trey,
so
you-
you
Because
can
I'm just
sit-
talking about LeBron James. Y'all want to talk about everybody else.
So fuck it.
Trey.
He might play 1-on-5.
1-on-5.
And let's say, hey, you still better win. You better win.
No, because I believe, first
play
of all, I
1-on-5 and win.
believe LeBron James is the best player in the NBA.
Right.
I believe he's
You-
I believe he's better than Kevin Durant.
Right. Oh, of course. Okay.
And that's the point I'm making. If you're the best player
got
in the
the
NBA, hold on, let me finish. If you're the best player in the NBA, you're the best player in this generation, I expect you to at least get one win.
Michael Jordan.
One.
So if you so let's get this right. So you gonna try to tell me that Michael Jordan could have beat Magic Johnson and Larry Bird on the same team in their primes
Without the rest of his team.
without the rest of his team?
Listen,
No.
No.
you want to ask the question or
Yeah,
not?
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, I believe Scottie Pippen is one of the greatest players of all time.
Go ahead.
I really do. I really respect Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
But I always felt like LeBron James had a better supporting cast on his teams in Miami than MJ had. I always felt like Dwayne Wade. I always said Dwayne Wade is the third greatest shooting guard of all time.
Okay, Trey.
So therefore, I felt like LeBron James teamed up with Dwayne Wade. I felt like Dwayne Wade was the closer of those Miami teams. MJ is the closer in Chicago. MJ didn't need Scottie. Scottie needed MJ. That's what I'm telling you. Scottie needed MJ.
So
That's what
what year did Scottie get drafted? Do you know?
I don't remember. I don't remember all that.
89. Right?
Okay.
What year did Michael Jordan win his first championship? You know that.
92.
Oh God. You hear that? So for all my wise guys people, we already know that he a joke. Because he don't even know when Michael Jordan won his first
It might have been
championship.
91. It was 90.
He see what I'm saying? So this whole argument that we always make.
So now you just changing everything. I don't remember all those damn years. Come on now.
I'm just saying that this Michael Jordan stand over here.
What are you talking
that
about?
does not even know.
He just changing the whole narrative. Y'all see this?
saying.
Y'all changing the whole thing. I asked you, was LeBron gonna win a damn one game in the finals, and you bringing up whether or not what year did Jordan win his
you
first
brought up
ring.
Allen Iverson and
You
Kobe
did.
Bryant
You
and
did.
Shaq.
People-
No, I brought up the fact that I got the Sixers one win. Don't change the damn narrative.
know about
Y'all know what
that.
I'm saying?
He
Yes, he
know
did.
about
He
that.
did. Iverson had 48 points in that game one victory. You better
LeBron
stop.
had 15.
But guess what?
51
points.
So who? Okay. So who's the?
51 points. That meant-
You know
that
what's so
must
crazy?
mean that
We're gonna talk about that here in a second.
must mean
Who's the better team? Hold on. Be quiet, Christian, because I got to kill it. Who's the better team? The Warriors or the Lakers?
The Warriors.
They better than the 2000 Lakers?
Yes.
The 2000 Lakers?
The Warriors is the best team ever constructed.
You are crazy.
They
You
have-
sound ridiculous.
they
Stop
have-
it.
okay.
They not better than Kobe and Shaq.
So let me get this right. So you
You
gonna
just
try,
said that told me that
so-
Kobe and Shaq was better.
So you gonna sit here and tell me that in basketball, where threes are worth more than twos, that if I have three of the top 10 shooters of all time on my team at once, that all shoot threes, that my team is not better than Kobe and Shaq? Like, they have three of the top 3 shooters of all time. Like, that's unheard of. Klay Thompson has scored 35, 38 points in a quarter.
MJ won his first, by the way, I gotta tell you this. MJ won his first championship in 91.
I know.
So I was 1 year off.
I know.
You want to change the narrative, but I was still 1 year off.
I know. No. Wasn't about changing the narrative. It was pointing out pointing out what you know. You know, just showing the public what it was.
Wise Guys, these guys know sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wise Guys, these guys know sports. Live right here on Beat Wave Radio. Remember, the number to dial was 513-655-7060. 513-655-7060. And we're talking about LeBron James and the NBA Finals. And I feel like that LeBron James should be able to get the Cleveland Cavaliers one win. I don't expect him to win 2 or 3 games in this series. I know he's overmatched. But I expect the greatness of LeBron James to take over in at least one of these games in the NBA Finals. Right. And for the Cavaliers to be able to put together a win at Quicken Loans Arena and go back to Golden State in Oakland and get beat in 5 games. I expect the Cavaliers to win Game 3.
Okay. All right.
Give me one. I feel like LeBron should be able to.
Just listen to me.
LeBron should get you one.
All I'm saying is this, right? I agree with what you're saying. He should be able to get you one because he's the best player in the series. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
All right. So, would I be surprised? Would you be surprised if he didn't get you one?
Would I be surprised if he didn't get the Cavaliers one win?
Yeah.
I would be shocked.
Okay. All right. So, was you shocked when he had 51, 8-8 and lost? Was you shocked?
No.
Okay. So, for a person to give you 51, 8-8 and for you not to be shocked that they lost, how can you be shocked that they lose to get swept when that's unheard of? Like, no other player in NBA history has ever had that stat line. And he gave you that stat line and lost.
I get that.
So
game
all
one.
I'm saying is
get game one.
You're saying their overmatch is an understatement.
But you're stuck in game 1.
No, I'm showing you that when he plays out of his mind and he plays at that type of level that nobody else can play at, obviously it's never been done before, it does not matter. And to me, that showed me that I will not be surprised if they can't win a game.
Okay.
Because it's already showing you that he can be superhuman and still lose.
Okay, well, I want everybody to know this. All our fans out there that's fans of Wise Guys Sports, go on Wise Guys Twitter page. Let us know. Do you agree with Cashmere that he won't hold it against LeBron if he doesn't win one game in the NBA Finals? Or do you agree with me that you will hold it against LeBron for not at least winning one game in the NBA Finals? My last argument.
That's asinine.
When I'm looking back years,
you know how that is.
When
You gotta blame him for something.
I'm not blaming him for nothing. I'm saying to you is I'm judging him on the greatest of all time standards. That LeBron, I ain't saying just
standards?
you. I'm not saying just you. Because it's a lot of LeBron fans that on Facebook, social media, Instagram, Twitter,
some
they
of them
talk
are
about LeBron.
delusional.
They are.
Some of them delusional.
And they say LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. And I say, okay, if he's the greatest player of all time, he should be able to get you one. Get you one. Once he get one, I'm good. I don't care what happens from there. I know he's overmatched in this series. But you keep on talking about you need to blame J.R. Smith. I don't expect J.R. Smith to do anything.
But
I don't expect Jeff Green to do anything. I don't expect George Hill to make 2 free throws to win the game in game 1.
If this was boxing, I would agree with you. But because this is not boxing, and he can't go in there and fight for himself, and sad to say, other people have to do their job.
See, here's the thing, too.
No. Well, let me finish. If you're making $20 million a year, you should play like you make $20 million a year. Same thing, down the line. All like the numbers you told
think so?
me. George Hill makes $20 million a year, right?
He's overpaid.
Tristan Thompson, 17. J.R. Smith, 14. Clarkson, 13, right? So, are you not expected, for you to tell me that you hold no blame for those guys makes no sense to me. Because they are getting contracts and they're getting all this recognition and they're starters.
Right.
So
let me answer that.
Yeah.
They're getting that because of LeBron James. The reason why Tristan Thompson even got his deal is because of LeBron James. The reason why J.R. Smith got that ridiculous contract is because of LeBron James. These are LeBron's guys. So that's why those guys got those contracts. Not because they actually worked for them. Not because they actually earned them. They got those deals because LeBron was on the team, and LeBron is essentially the GM of the team, and he wanted to keep the same core together when they still had Kyrie Irving.
Time out.
When he still had Kyrie Irving.
So I'm so tired of that statement. We've seen that LeBron is definitely not the GM of that team because he said before he didn't want Kyrie traded. They traded him. He didn't want Isaiah Thomas. They brought in Isaiah Thomas.
Well, let me say this about Kyrie.
We can go.
The Kyrie situation.
No.
I'm trying to address something. You just brought it up. Let me address it.
Go ahead.
The Kyrie situation. This is what the deal was with Kyrie and LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron James, he said afterwards he didn't want Kyrie Irving to be traded.
Right.
But it ain't like he jumped all in all once he heard about the reports of the possibility of Kyrie being traded. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference. If we work together and I hear about you gonna get fired and you my boy, guess what? I'm coming to you ASAP. And I'm going to the management ASAP. Don't fire my guy that's I've been having some success with. Don't fire somebody that I've been successful with for this company.
Right.
LeBron has been successful with Kyrie Irving.
Right.
LeBron was not in an uproar to keep Kyrie.
Okay.
But he did. But he, of course, he did say because he had press conference
Right.
and an interview with Rachel Nichols of ESPN. He told her, I didn't want Kyrie Irving traded. He didn't think it was a good move. But was he going to the front office for the Cavaliers and going crazy about keeping Kyrie? No.
Once again, why he is another player, right? He's not the GM of the team. Why does he have to make all these decisions? Why does LeBron? Why can't he just play basketball like everybody else? Why does everybody want to assume that he's making this decision? He's making that decision. This is why this has happened. Why can't we just watch him play basketball and enjoy it? Like I keep saying, why is everything that he does is judged for nonsense?
I think it's bigger than that, and I think you're missing that.
What is bigger than?
I think because LeBron James, he has accepted. Hey, he has said, I'm the best player in the world.
Right, we all see it.
We all see it, and we actually agree with him.
Okay.
And I think when you're the best player in the world, I think some of these things LeBron brings on himself because he didn't. You got to remember in the regular season when they had Dwayne Wade, when they had Isaiah Thomas. You know, this is right now. These things that LeBron's dealing with, I actually feel like he's part of the reason why the Cavaliers are where they at this moment. Because LeBron James, he has the ability to be able to, like, he didn't have to let the manager. I don't care what you say. LeBron is the damn GM of the Cavaliers. I don't care what you say. I felt like if LeBron wanted to keep IT, if you wanted to keep Dwayne Wade,
I don't think he wanted to keep. I don't think from the get go. I think once he found out IT was hurt, I think that was a wrap. I think he scratched that whole situation quickly.
Don't you think at this point they could use Isaiah Thomas?
No.
You don't think they could use Isaiah Thomas right now?
Think
what about Dwayne Wade?
I want you to think about something, right? Like, Isaiah Thomas sounds good right now because the Cavs are struggling scoring, right? But what we do know about Isaiah Thomas is he was hurt. And he had surgery. He ended his whole season, right? So we wouldn't have had him in the first place. So let's throw it out there.
No, wait a minute. The reason why he ended his season was because he was playing for the Lakers.
He was hurt.
The Lakers they not going to the playoffs. So I might as well, if I'm hurt, I can play while I'm hurt for a championship contender. But if I'm playing for a team that's headed for the bottom of the draft, the top of the draft, why would I play?
So you trying to tell me less than 100% Isaiah Thomas was going to guard Steph Curry, or when Cleveland was going to switch and Isaiah Thomas was on Kevin Durant, he was going to make a big difference?
I don't think that he would have did anything defensively. I said offensively. I think offensively, I feel like IT would have been able to help contribute. Who about Derrick Rose? Who about Derrick Rose? Derrick Rose did outstanding in the playoffs for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, and where are they?
That ain't. Come on, man. You changed. I'm talking about Derrick Rose.
You asked me to.
Did he play well in the playoffs or not?
Yeah, he did. He played his way home.
Would he be able to help contribute to the Cavaliers right now?
I guess.
Because who you got coming off that bench? Who? Clarkson ain't giving you nothing. He ain't giving you nothing. I guarantee you Derrick Rose right now will be a significant upgrade than Jordan Clarkson. Period.
Okay.
That's a fact.
If we look at how the Warriors play basketball, right? The problem is Derrick Rose can't shoot. So how is he gonna make a big difference again when they're gonna sit in the paint? What is he gonna do? He cannot shoot.
He can get to the rim.
He can get to the rim and do what? They're sitting in the hole.
Derrick Rose can still finish.
Do you not understand that they're like sitting in the hole? They're daring them to shoot threes. They want them to shoot threes if you watch it. So Derrick Rose penetrating do what? He's penetrating into people. And now he has to do what he hasn't done well since his knee injuries. Finish with contact. And that's the problem. The problem is Isaiah Thomas couldn't have played defense, which would have been bad. Derrick Rose can't shoot. So they had two bad options. They tried to get two players that equal up to one, and it didn't work. Neither one of those guys equal up to Kyrie Irving, and that's just what it is.
No, they don't. I agree with you there, but I do think they would have been better than what they have now. That's all I'm saying.
No, the whole fuck up was what I agree with you about. Even though I feel like LeBron don't have to say anything, if he would have, I felt like the Cavs would have had a better chance of winning this year. It would have been a better series because I believe that LeBron was better prepared for Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry would have been a better duel than what we're seeing between George Hill and him.
Wise guys, you guys know sports on Beat Wave Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wise Guys. These guys know sports right here on Beat Wave Radio. Remember, the number to dial was 513-655-7060, 513-655-7060. Joining the Wise Guys crew on Beat Wave Radio is the new show and the new crew, Squad Up, with my man Jason Wheeler and Louis Ferguson. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Either one of y'all want to shout out y'all social media? Go ahead. With you, Jason, first. You've been on the show before.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Thank you for having me back. Right now, I got my new co-host, Lewis Ferguson, with me. We just came out with the new show called Squad Up. We're going to get all our details and information, our social media going just in a couple of months. But right now, we definitely want to get the Squad Out name out there and get everybody to know myself, Jason Wheeler, and my co-host right here, Lewis Ferguson.
You got some social media, Lewis, you want to shout out to everybody?
Right now, still putting everything together, man. We've been talking about an idea, really something to get going. A different take on a sports show. We don't want to do a standard, back and forth, two guys just arguing type of show. Something that's gonna have a little more meat on the bones.
That sound like wise guys. Man.
Yeah, we are doing wise guys. I ain't gonna hold you up.
That standard.
We are.
Hey, look,
two guys
it is
arguing.
what it is, and that works for a lot of guys. But we want to do something a little different. We want to try to stand out. So,
Definitely.
Squad Up's gonna be, more about the numbers, about the facts. If you can have your opinion, but you better have something behind it to go with it. You can't just be shouting out, "I love this guy" just because I love this guy. He the best because he the best. I say it so when I'm done. You gotta have some proof behind it.
See, that's the thing, though. I think the thing that I feel like the problem is with basketball fans, I actually think people get too caught up in numbers. Because they get too caught up in numbers. Because a lot of LeBron fans, I'm gonna call them what they are.
I agree with that though.
They get caught up, but I'm talking about LeBron fans, not even Cashmere. I'm talking about LeBron fans. They get caught up in numbers, and they don't actually look at the impact. Because just because like I just told him earlier, and I judge LeBron James as the greatest player in the NBA right now. Period. Okay. He's the greatest player in the NBA right now, playing. So therefore, I expect more out of you in an overtime. I know you put up 51 points in the regulation in Game 1 against the Warriors. I know you overmatched.
Nobody thinks Bron's tired. He went going 1 against 5.
Trey don't say that.
No.
That don't matter.
I said that too. I said, hey, the man out there playing 1-on-8 or 1-on-9 because we're gonna get him the refs and J.R.
But
Smith.
this is what I'm saying though.
So you still don't care? He said, nah. I don't care. He the best player, so that's all that should matter.
Because it's the deal.
And that led me to believe that Trey tripping.
No, but I knew Cashmere was tripping, and I know what was in his drink last week when he picked the Cavaliers to win in 6. Let's just be honest. He actually picked the Cleveland Cavaliers to win in 6. So that shows you right there where his head was.
I'm a loyal customer.
He still got a chance for that to be right.
Ain't no way in hell that's gonna happen.
He got a chance for
Ain't no way in hell that will
Listen,
happen.
even if it's not right, I'm loyal.
You know what I would do?
I'm rolling with my dogs.
If the Cavaliers won in 6,
Loyal by dummy.
if the Cavaliers right, if the Cavaliers, that's just ridiculous.
Hey, sometimes you gotta be dumb. But it is what it
If
is.
LeBron and the Cavaliers pulled this off and they won in 6 games, forget it. Forget if they won in 6 games. If they won this series,
Hold up, watch your mouth now.
every fan that's a Wise Guys follower, I will bat him a LeBron James jersey. Every one of them, I'm buying them.
You the second one that did that now.
I'm done because Demarius Randall from the Cleveland Browns did it. He did.
He's gonna buy everybody a Bron jersey.
Man, let's not bankrupt you like
I'm
that.
not about to. I'm just saying. Hey,
let's come up with something different, man.
hey, I'm
They're
telling
doing
you.
good to win 2 games.
If that. But
If that, like Paul Pierce just said at the end of the post
Listen,
game
can we not bring up Paul Pierce?
Hey,
don't be disrespectful.
No.
Don't be disrespectful.
Hey, any guy that gets carried out in a wheelchair and all that other stuff, and that dramatic movie star guy. Go
Are you
on,
really gonna talk about being dramatic? And we
just
talking about your boy LeBron James?
Hey, he never.
Remember what was that? 2014 NBA Finals when he was getting carried off the floor.
Carried off. They had to come get him.
They ain't even have to carry that man off. He could have walked to the sideline, man.
Don't bring
Stop.
the wheelchair out here to carry me back to the locker room, and then I run back out like I'm some type of superhero.
But that's what I want to ask y'all.
Come on, man. I feel like Draymond.
Because I don't
want
wanna-
you ain't no Kobe.
I want to say
He did the James Brown with the cape.
It made me look at him even worse. I already
but
didn't like
he
him.
made a valid point. This potentially could be a sweep.
it could be.
Okay, listen. So we had this argument earlier. He said, "Would you blame LeBron or would you be surprised if the Cavs got swept?" And I said no. I said because LeBron has showed me that he can score 51 points, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds, or 8 assists, 9 rebounds, whatever, and still lose. So that let me know already that even if he plays superhuman and do something that nobody has done in the NBA Finals history, they can still lose. So will I be surprised? No.
But according to
Now, let me
Trey,
give you
that
my
would be
position.
LeBron's fault.
They want to keep talking because they know they're wrong. Here's the deal. What I said.
51 points and it's their fault
listen.
if
Y'all on
if-
social media. We see all the time the people talk about LeBron James is the greatest player of all time, and how he's better than Jordan.
True.
He's better than Kobe. He's better than Magic. He's the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball. We hear that all the time, right?
True.
So if you're the greatest player of all time, shouldn't I expect you to be able to at least get one? Because Iverson got the Sixers one against the
You hear
Lakers.
this nonsense?
That's a fact. Iverson was overmatched in that finals. Let me make my point. See, they want to cut me off. You see what you want to do?
Question.
See?
Real quick, one question. Who's better, the Lakers of 2000 or the Warriors right now?
The Warriors right now.
Are you serious?
So Trey tried to tell me that the Lakers would beat the Warriors.
Let him answer though. Who you think? The Lakers or the Warriors?
2000 Lakers
Or the Warriors
versus-
2018 Warriors.
versus the 18 Warriors. Matchups wise, I would probably favor the Lakers. Only because the styles of basketball are so different.
True.
You talking about a 2000 Lakers team that featured a dominant Shaq
Right.
in his prime. They don't have anybody. Draymond can't do nothing with him.
JaVale McGee ain't got a
JaVale
chance.
McGee can't do nothing with him. Nobody on the team. And the Lakers' goal in the 2000 year was to get the ball inside the Shaq, get as many of the big men in the foul trouble as possible, and Kobe come close the game. And in the meantime, Shaq could play inside out. If Shaq gets doubled or triple team, he could throw the ball out to the shooters. You had guys like Rick Fox out there that can shoot the ball. Obviously, Kobe can hit from wherever, penetrate, do whatever he want with the ball. And there's nobody that is built on this current version. Even with Durant, as great as Durant is, as great as Klay Thompson is, as great as these guys are offensively, I don't think that the three-point game, the way they got it, would match up against what Shaq can do just getting everybody in foul trouble.
I got
a question.
I got another.
No.
Can I ask
No, I got it. So, you ever thought about the fact of they got to play defense?
Yes.
So, Shaq in the game, switching out on Steph Curry.
I don't think they do that.
Okay, so what else do you do?
I think Shaq just roams the middle and then stops anybody from even starting to penetrate.
Right. So
Right.
if we do that, right, and we got Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry out here, spread out across the three-point line, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have Kobe, Derek Fisher,
Yep.
and
Rick
Fox, right? And that's a mismatch.
You're absolutely right. I'm saying this only from the idea that three-point shots have always been a lower percentage shot. And even with the way that Golden State plays the game,
Right.
they're hitting, 35, 40% of their three-pointers, which is a great number. Don't get me wrong. Those are historic, obviously, because that's what he's doing on it. But your two-point shots, especially in the paint, are 60, 70, 80%. Plus, when guys get into foul trouble, now you limit their ability to actually play the game.
Right.
You got to take them out to keep them from getting into any more foul trouble. Offensively, on switches and screens, guys get hit for offensive fouls. That's one more against them. That's where the problem comes in for me.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it like Shaq is going to get his no matter what. The same way that you sometimes will say that about other greats, Jordan, LeBron, whatever.
Right.
This guy's going to get his. Well, they got two guys that you can guarantee is going to get theirs on that Lakers team. You got Shaq, who's just as dominant as any big man that ever played the game.
Please don't say Kobe.
You better say Kobe. You better stop
And
being disrespectful.
Kobe's not going to get his.
You better stop being disrespectful.
First off, the 2000 Kobe was the year of Kobe's. He wasn't as dominant as the late 2000 Kobe's.
You
as
correct.
people
I
remember.
give you credit for that.
The Kobe that you're thinking about is not the Kobe that was there in 2000.
But
It was
Kobe
a
still
different
was
Kobe.
a guy that can get buckets.
Thank
That's
you.
the point.
He can get buckets.
I'm not going to try to say. I'm not going to say he's going to take
he
over.
was not he was not a better 3-point shooter in 2000 that he became later in his career.
You are correct, and
So-
that's why I said
so
the
those
goal
tools-
would not be about three-point shooting for the Lakers.
Nope.
That would be the three-point shot for them is an afterthought. It's the inside. It's the punishing. It's the wear you down. The pace of the game is going to change because the Lakers have the ball like that. You're not going to get that running like you do in these games right now. Cleveland, one of the biggest problems that they have is they keep deciding to try to play the game the way that the Golden State plays the game, and that can't work because you don't have Golden State tools on your side.
And now I'm going to say something too about the Lakers and the Warriors. First of all, let's be clear. It depends on which era they are playing in. If they
That's
playing
very
in the
much true.
90s, if they play in the 90s, when you can, let me finish.
We can't do that.
That does. It does matter. That matters. That ain't even about arguing with nobody. That's a fact. If they playing in the 90s and they can get physical, the Lakers will beat the Warriors like all the way up and down the court. Like it won't even be a close matchup. If they playing in today's NBA, the Warriors will have a chance because the game.
And again,
it's a fact. I mean, the game now is different.
When you ask the question, who do I think will win? I'm just talking about two teams matching up against one team matching up against another team.
And
this is not me saying better, worse, or whatever, because I would actually rank the 2018 Warriors on a list above the 2000 Lakers as a team. But against each other, matchups make fights.
I disagree. But I'm gonna say this.
Matchup makes fights.
I want to say this too.
And when you get a guy that can have a knockout punch, a one swing knockout. And honestly, that's what Shaq to me is.
I agree with
There
that.
is no one in almost the history of the sport that can match up to Shaq.
And if I'm gonna be honest, if we're talking about one game, I give the Warriors a shot.
One
because
game?
because Steph can get hot, Clay can get hot. Yeah, one game. Y'all crazy?
One game?
I said one. If they just play one game, I'll give them a shot because Steph or Clay could get hot. If we're talking about the course of a 7-game series, they have no chance.
So you're gonna try to tell me who on the Lakers team is gonna guard Kevin Durant?
At best, Rick Fox.
Rick
Maybe
Fox?
Horace Grant.
maybe Horace Grant.
You're right. It's Kevin Durant's gonna be a mismatch for everybody, but the same way that Shaq is a
not even
mismatch for
that.
everybody
No. Derek Fisher trying to guard Steph Curry is a joke.
That's
You
the
are
laughing
correct.
matter.
So we're
But
talking.
they-
That's what Kobe's for. Though.
They can do this
So
stuff.
if
They can
Kobe
do
got to
this
guard
different.
Steph, you gonna put Derek Fisher on Clay?
Clay.
Plays like Rip Hamilton anyway.
No.
Running off of screens and
No.
transition.
Yes, he does.
No.
Yes, he does.
So are we forgetting the same Clay that last game pulling up on break shooting threes? Like
Not forgetting it.
like Klay Thompson can shoot has the quickest release other than Steph Curry in the NBA. He can actually catch the ball, shoot with you in his face, and it be an accurate shot. Like that is unheard of.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Is he a better catching a pass shooter, or is he better at creating off the dribble? Because I think I'll take my chance with Clay creating a shot off the dribble. Like Steph, to me, that's what separates Steph and Clay. We'll talk about it after the break. Wise Guys, these guys know sports on Beat Wave Radio. We'll be right back. The Wise Guys, these guys know sports. Right here on Beat Wave Radio, in the house with the Squad Up crew, Jason Wheeler and Lewis Ferguson. We talking about the Lakers and the Warriors in a series, and who will win in a matchup, the 2000 Lakers or the 2018 Warriors. And I'm of the belief it depends on how physical the refs will allow the game to be. Because if it's a physical game, advantage Lakers all day long. If the refs call the game very tight and they call nicky-nack fouls and you can't get physical, I think the Warriors got a shot. And if it's one game, one pickup game, I'll give the Warriors a shot because Klay Thompson or Steph Curry could get hot. Game over. Period. But if we're talking about a series, over a course of a 7-game series, I'll give the advantage to the Lakers. And I'm going to say one more thing, too. I think Kobe and Shaq is the most dominant duo to ever play the game of basketball. Give me Kobe and Shaq over any other duo of all time. Give me Kobe and Shaq. Oh, hold on. Let me finish.
Wow.
Give me Kobe and Shaq.
their era.
Let me finish, damn it. Give me Kobe and Shaq over Jordan and Pippen. Give me Kobe and Shaq over Wade and LeBron. Give me Kobe and Shaq over Kareem and Magic. That's what I'm saying. I believe in Kobe and Shaq. Man, y'all,
Together and you come out with this?
y'all don't-
Hey, you see what I got to deal with?
So let me ask you a question. How many
Hey.
championships could the Lakers have won?
They won.
If they- let me
won
ask
three.
a question.
No.
How many
I hate them
championships-
questions. They won 3.
No, because we always if in sports. So we can do it right now.
No, you
How many
did.
championships
They won
would the Lakers have won had Kobe and Shaq stayed together and they retired together?
That depends on the Kobe because the Kobe that we seen at the end of his career wasn't the same Kobe that had that mindset when he was just getting started. Kobe was ego driven, which is the only reason why he won less. Kobe, if he would have kept his mouth shut and knew his role at the time, yes, you're right, they could have won more. But the dominance still went to Shaq. At the time, Shaq was a freak of nature. The kind of same way we treat LeBron James and criticize LeBron is the same way Shaq got criticized. Hacker Shaq. So you still got to give credit to Shaq. Nothing against Kobe. Kobe didn't turn into the Mamba till years later. So
If I'm picking duos, give me a duo who you would pick. The best duo ever. Ever. Go ahead. Put you on the spot. Go ahead.
It's still a toss up between Jordan Pippen, Magic, and his running mate Jabbar.
Who about you? Is D Wade and LeBron in that conversation?
Absolutely.
No, not even close.
I
Not even
agree.
close.
I agree.
Like I mean, because look, D Wade, I give D Wade a lot of credit for being what he was, but D Wade, for me at least, is a borderline Hall of Famer.
What?
I think D Wade is a
What?
borderline Hall of Famer.
Now this is a whole separate argument. Are you
I
serious?
think he is a borderline Hall of Famer.
Now I don't know. Now come on, now Lewis. Now you can't come on Wise Guys talking that non. You on Wise Guys
tell you,
now,
man.
brother?
I'ma tell you.
Okay. What are you talking about? Tell me about what's your critique on Dwayne Wade?
I don't have a problem with
What are you
Dwayne
talking
Wade's
about?
game. I'm talking about Dwayne Wade's just as a player and his accomplishments. Dwayne Wade had a fantastic career. He's the king of Miami, whatever you want to call him with that kind of stuff too. But Dwayne Wade's career for me is a lot closer to guys like not quite Reggie Miller, because Reggie didn't get the championships because he kept running. You know, that man Jordan was on that side of the world at that time. But that was kind of the thing with Dwayne. Most of the time when Dwayne won, he wasn't the main guy.
Time out.
What?
Stop.
Dwayne.
Wait, stop it.
Not
Go ahead. No, I'm gonna let Cashmere
Let me
take
get it,
this.
Let me get it. All right.
Go ahead.
All right. The first championship he's ever won
Was with Shaq.
Wait. Who won Finals MVP?
Are you trying to use that as a
I'm
justification?
asking you a question.
Because Andre Iguodala got a Finals MVP.
No.
That can't be it.
No. I'm telling you.
You're right. Dwayne won Finals MVP.
Yeah, with Shaq on the team, right?
Yes, he did.
Who played? Would you say Dwayne Wade played the best in that series? Like overall, would you say
Dwayne Wade had a fantastic series. He deserved the Finals MVP,
Right.
without a doubt.
I want to ask a question.
So
too.
with
Go
that
ahead.
being said, right? Olympic champion, All Stars, defense awards, and you're gonna try to tell me that you compare him to Reggie Miller?
Yeah,
Like
Are you
three
serious?
championships.
a little bit.
Like that's not even comparable.
Hold on. Three championships.
Okay.
12-time All-Star.
All right. Hear you.
And this is what I talk about when I talk about a closer. I felt like in that finals against the Dallas Mavericks, Dwayne Wade shut the door on the Dallas Mavericks.
Dwayne Wade.
Like, you know how we talk about
absolutely
when we
was
talk about
clutch.
somebody taking over? Like somebody taking over us. Oh man, he took it over.
Look,
Dwayne Wade was by far the best player in that series.
In that
And that was,
series.
that was when Dirk Nowitzki was chasing his first ring.
You are correct.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Dallas win the first two games? Look it up. I think Dallas won the first two, and then Miami took off. They won the final 4 games, and Dwayne Wade just absolutely made a name for himself in that finals.
The thing to remember about that time frame is, and we got off subject from our original topic, but
We did. It's cool, though.
the thing to remember about that is that was Shaq's first year leaving the Lakers.
Right.
He had a hate on for Kobe, something terrible at that point, and he wanted to show Kobe, if nothing else, that he could get a championship without him. Because that was the thing about Shaq at first, was that he needed Kobe to win the championship, right? We judged Shaq because he went there with Orlando, got beat up by Hakeem Olajuwon and the Rockets,
Right.
went to the Lakers, started winning championships. Once he left there, he wanted to showcase and show and prove. Shaq was the biggest difference maker overall for that team. And I'm not talking about just in the finals. I'm not even talking about the whole playoff series. The year. That team was built around what Shaq could do and everybody and what they had to do with that. And Dwayne had the freedom to do whatever the hell he wanted to do from there. Because you could never take your eyes off Shaq. What Dwayne Wade proved, even through the time that LeBron was with him in Miami, is that he is a great running mate to guys. He is Scottie Pippen-esque. He is that guy that can be 1A
So
or
is
1B.
Scottie Pippen a Hall of Famer?
Scottie Pippen is a Hall of Famer.
So how in the world can
I can say that Dwayne is borderline Hall of Fame
and Scottie Pippen is Hall of Fame?
Right.
because Scottie Pippen is already in the Hall of Fame. I can't deny that. Like I can't.
Yeah, but we all
Scottie,
know that Dwayne Wade is in the Hall of Fame.
He's
look,
going to be in the Hall of
first
Fame.
ballot.
I'm not denying that. I'm saying that if I had a vote, I wouldn't necessarily put him first ballot for me. That's not what he is for me.
Who's your favorite player in the NBA right now?
In the NBA right
Gotta
now?
be big. Probably big. Who is it? Don't tell me nothing.
I don't know that I got
Don't tell me
anybody
nothing
that's a
crazy.
favorite.
Can I say something to y'all real quick?
Favorite
I want to say
all-time
something
player
because
might be Kwame Brown or something.
My favorite all-time player for a long
Might be
time was
Kwame
Dominique
Brown.
Wilkins, man.
Okay,
See what I'm
Dominique
saying?
Williams solid.
A guy that never won nothing.
No shoot.
A guy that never won.
I
nothing.
thought you was gonna say Blake Griffin, dog.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised.
Let me ask y'all a question.
After that statement, yeah, you can't be
I want to
surprised
go
by
around the
nothing
room
now.
and everybody say whether or not you agree or disagree with this statement. Just say agree or disagree. Dwayne Wade is the 3rd best shooting guard of all time. Go ahead, Jason. Agree or disagree? Third behind MJ and Kobe. Agree or disagree, Cashmere?
Disagree.
Who y'all think 3rd?
All right.
You got
Well, like-
what do you consider to be a point? What do you call a shooting guard? Allen Iverson was a point guard
See,
by
you blowing
name.
my mind.
He was a
I'm
point
not-
guard
I
by
think
name,
he's a
but he was a
shooting
shooting guard by nature.
Let's say Iverson.
You
Let's throw Iverson in that. Let's throw Iverson in that
Russell
conversation.
Westbrook, same type of thing. You got what was Oscar Robertson considered?
Combo the same way.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you say he the top 3,
That's
and we
hard.
only listing guys in the current generation. If you only talking about this generation, I get it. Yes, Dwayne
I'm
Wade
bringing up Iverson
he's
too.
high
Throw
up
Iverson
there.
in there. Who had a better career, Iverson or D Wade?
From the game standpoint, you're right. But Iverson didn't have a LeBron and a Chris Bosh to run
He
with.
didn't, and you're right. The best
come
the
on,
best player that AI had in Philly was Chris Webber.
Look,
and he was past his prime.
Here's the thing that people seem to forget. In a sport that we focus so much about individual accomplishment, team always matters. Team always matters.
Please listen. Don't be talking all that team.
Oh,
Okay.
you know, pause it. Go right there.
Listen, no.
Here's
Don't
the thing
don't
about
don't
it, though.
take don't
See,
talk all
I
that team
get
stuff.
what you're
to Trey.
saying when you say it's team, right? Cashmere played basketball. He's all-time steals leader in Bearcat history, for crying out loud. My man know the game of basketball, but you also should know this. See, this ain't football, right? Like, I look at football different because I feel like in football, if you're a quarterback and you put up 5 touchdowns, throw for 300 yards in the Super Bowl and you lose, I don't think it's your fault why your team loses. Like, I can't blame Tom Brady. Even though I'm not a Tom Brady fan, you know I'm not a Tom Brady fan.
Yeah,
I don't blame Tom Brady one bit
for
for their loss in the Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles. Because Tom Brady doesn't play defense. See, basketball is different, though. Because I feel like basketball, you have the ability to say, okay, we getting smacked around by the Golden State Warriors. Damn it, I'm guarding Durant. If nothing else, Durant ain't
Durant's not the only threat.
that's just an example.
That's the thing.
No, listen,
if LeBron was to shut down one guy on the team and absolutely lock them down, they got 4 other guys that can still beat you.
Lewis, let me finish my overall point, though. Not about this team or in general, even LeBron. I'm talking about basketball. To me, in basketball, you have the ability to play both sides of the ball, essentially. You can play offense, you can play defense.
That's right.
That's why I feel like I judge basketball players on a separate standard than I judge football players like quarterbacks, because you don't play defense.
But that can't take away that the team matters around them. Like Jordan and the Bulls in the 90s were as great as they were because they had at least 3 guys that were guaranteed Hall of Famers with them. We just talked about Pippen being a Hall of Famer. We know that Dennis Rodman is a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Tony Kukoc might not be a Hall of Famer, but damn it, he's in the Hall of Very Good. Steve Kerr's in the same thing, same type of category.
Dennis Rodman is probably one of the best power forwards of all time.
Not ever. I won't go that far.
What?
I wouldn't go that far.
You ever seen somebody go
I would
out
take Tim Duncan over Dennis Rodman.
Of course, you'll take Tim Duncan over Dennis Rodman, but it still that doesn't take away from what Dennis did.
Not at all. Not at all.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, when you look at Jason, I had this conversation the same way. Jordan was able to do what he did because he had guys around him that could do what they did, and that made it so easy for him. And matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you when we come back off this break, I'm gonna tell you why I think the better conversation is not between LeBron and Jordan, but Jordan and Steph.
Wise guys, you guys know sports on B-Wave Radio. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Wise Guys. These guys know sports right here on Beatwave Radio. In the house with the squad up crew, Jason Wheeler and Lewis Ferguson. In the house with the fellas. Fellas, how's the show going? Y'all loving it, man? Y'all ain't hearing the Wise Guys the crew today. I mean, my man Lewis already said something ridiculous talking about he don't even know if Dwayne Wade is a Hall of Famer. So
borderline. I said borderline.
Borderline. I had to remind Lewis that he on the Wise Guys.
He might have something else to do before he get there.
Come on, man. He on the Wise Guys show. But the thing is, this is another thing about Dwayne Wade. Let's remember, Dwayne Wade. This man has a county named after him in Miami.
Oh, Trey, wait a second. We gotta get back to what he said. I gotta hear how Steph Curry and Michael Jordan are compared to each other. Now, please go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. So bear with me. Okay. The first thing is,
See, first off, I don't like that.
We start.
I don't like how he started that off.
Okay, look. Let me, because you gotta understand, it's simple, man. For me, at least, we always compare stuff, but we try to make the comparisons based on what I think a lot of times what other people tell us, right? Okay. We started the LeBron versus Jordan debate mostly because that's what the big guys on Fox or ESPN and stuff like that usually start saying. But we know they don't have the same type of game. They're not even close to the same type of game. Bron is way more magic than he is Jordan. As far as his game style. Kobe is the better if you go into Jordan. But Kobe made everything in his life try to make it look like Jordan. Do it like Jordan, beat Jordan. He took, I want to be like Mike and ran with it.
Hey, to a whole nother level. But people will try to tell me that Kobe could be better than Jordan. And I'm like, how is that possible? Like, how can somebody who basically he ripped off his game.
Stole his whole stage.
From the tongue out and everything.
Numbers and everything.
So let me ask you a question. You don't feel like because, you can emulate your game around someone. I feel like in every field, not even just with sports, but everything that you do, you have somebody that you like.
But you got to have some type of authenticity.
I understand that, but you can make what they did and twist it around to be better than what they did.
Which is my point. He dominated a decade. Which is my point, and that's why I said the better conversation now is not about Jordan versus LeBron, it's Jordan versus Steph.
No, why?
And the reason that I say that is because Steph Curry and the Warriors right now are what the Bulls in the 90s were.
One problem with that. Steph Curry is not the best player in the league. Michael Jordan during that time was the best player
No, but he is the best player, or was, up until Durant joined. And even then, you can argue who's the best player. He was the best on his team.
No, we
This
never
was a
had to
team
argue
that
who
was
the best
mostly
player.
homegrown.
We knew who was the best player.
Yeah, especially when Kevin Durant got in.
I said once Kevin Durant got there.
State, yeah.
But before that, it was Steph's team.
Yeah,
Clay wasn't better. Nobody said Clay was better than Steph when they was by themselves.
Wait a second. Before Kevin Durant got there, it's only been 2 years that the Warriors made it to the finals. 1 year they made 73-9 and lost in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And the other year they won versus Kyrie and the Kevin Loveless Cavs team.
So this is the third year in a row. I'm sorry, the fourth year in a row. This is the fourth year in a row now that they play in them.
Yeah. I love Steph Curry, and me and him had a conversation last week about my top 10 players of all time. I had Steph Curry top 10. Right?
Okay.
But to say that
In the 2000s.
Yeah, in the 2000s, But to say that Steph Curry and Michael Jordan are anything comparable is nonsense.
Steph's career is not over yet either. Steph is in the prime of his career.
Yeah, I don't
he is
care.
doing right now what Jordan did
No.
when he was making his runs, and that's what I said. That's why I told you. That's why I started with you. Got to bear with me because you got to hear the whole argument.
You're right.
Okay, look, the Golden State Warriors.
Are the best
Let's talk
team.
about the best team. Period. Right.
Period.
The Bulls had the best overall team finishing record in the league until what? The Warriors took that title from them by one game, 72 versus 73, right?
Correct.
You had the guys
they
that
lost
because
in
they
the second
became the
round.
dynasty. Again, I'm not debating that. That's not the point I'm making yet. I was going to get there though.
All right now.
But the point I'm making is when the Bulls became a dynasty, they became a destination team. The same way that Miami did when LeBron was there. Guys started wanting to come there and join up with that. And that's why I got Dennis Rodman joining up with the team and things like that. That became a thing. That's what the Warriors have going on right now. That's why guys are on the bench right now like Swaggy P, like David West. Like Sean Livingston. That's why they are willing to take less and get less playing time because they know, sign me up, I'm going to the finals. I got a real good chance of getting some hardware here because I'm playing with one, if not two or three of the best players in the league at what they do. And the very defined roles that these guys have for the Warriors is similar to the way that they had them set up with the Bulls. Steph plays the Jordan role. He is the main focus guy, the big name guy on the team, but you got an equally dangerous running mate in Scottie Pippen / Klay Thompson. You got Dennis Rodman that basically plays the Draymond Green role on the team. And then you got guys that can come off the bench and do damage. So Steve Kerr, who is actually on the goddamn Warriors team right now, apologies for the language.
You all
Who's
right.
actually on the team that
Cashmere
can
cussing all day. He been
that
upset.
can basically be. You got Sean Livingston that can fill
Yes,
that role and things like that. I mean, these are the way that they set it up, and then you got the role players. Judd Bushler is basically JaVale McGee. You got guys that know
Absolutely
their
not.
role. You got
Wait
guys
a
that
second,
absolutely
man.
know
I'm
their
sorry,
role.
I gotta stop you, man, because you're rambling with nonsense.
What do you say?
Right, listen.
What you talking about?
About this Warriors thing. Listen, the Warriors are the best team like ever assembled. Point
No.
blank.
Stop it. Stop.
Do you haven't
Stop
seen
saying
any,
that.
There hasn't been any.
If the
NBA
Bulls
team,
went up against the Warriors, the
There
Bulls
hasn't-
would win. Jordan's Bulls versus Curry's Warriors. I'm taking Jordan's Bulls 7 days of the week, 24 hours in a day.
I'm not.
Period.
I'm not.
Stop it.
Hell no.
Stop.
Tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay. So I see more how the NBA has changed. Like LeBron last year the Cavs would have been more so the Bulls, and I look at Golden State as an upgraded NBA team because they are more of a team. Like the Bulls were really around Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan scored, and we knew where the ball was gonna go. We knew everything about the Bulls.
Except he didn't score like that though, and that's what my point
The
is.
man
he didn't
took
have
50
to.
shots.
He didn't have
He
to.
took 50 shots.
He did that when he wanted to, but he didn't have to do that.
What are y'all talking about? Michael Jordan averaged in the playoffs. He averaged 33 shots. So there is no other player in history who besides Kobe who's done that. We knew
to those numbers, you were correct.
We knew,
and I'm not even
I'll
going to correct you on
I'll
that.
let you talk.
You're right.
We knew when we saw the Bulls what was going to happen. We knew Michael Jordan was the main focus of this team. We knew who was going to get it, who was going to score it, right? Like he said before, there is no other player on the Bulls team who's ever scored over 22. Am I right?
In the finals.
Right, and never happened. what we're seeing right now in the finals is the Warriors there's 3 players scoring over 20-some points. 3 of them. Yeah. That's showing us that the NBA has changed, and this is more of a team. Like they have 3 people. They have 3 players that basically work as a team and can all score and do what Michael Jordan did in a more efficient way.
I think the Golden State Warriors benefit now because of the officiating.
Yeah.
I feel like now the NBA is built its entire game around the perimeter. That's what the NBA is now, and I feel like that's where the Warriors benefit from more than any other team.
He says
like ever.
Small ball.
Exactly, small ball. Like I mean, it's times where I see they got Draymond at the 5.
Yeah.
Like teams back in the 90s.
that wouldn't work.
That wouldn't work in the 90s.
Well, and that's my point. That's why you can't look at the numbers exactly and try to match them up like that. You can't say, based on how many shots Jordan took, that's what they're doing now because the game has changed. You guys don't have to do that stuff anymore. The same way you just mentioned it, the big guys in Jordan's time weren't shooters. They didn't go out there. Their job for Jordan's team was to pick up fouls, to guard, and to rebound occasionally. Every now and again, they make passes. Phil talked about one of the things that hurt him most in Chicago was that the triangle was built for a big man to be dominant in there. Right. But they didn't have that in Chicago. He had it with the Lakers, though, the dominant big man. And that's part of the reason that worked so well. But when you look at the way that they set their team up, the dominant team of the era, the team that's winning the championships, the team that everybody wants to play for, the team that everybody fears, like the Bulls were in the 90s, is the Golden State Warriors.
Fair enough.
And if you give LeBron all the hatred that people give him, if you give him all the judgment that people give him about what he has done and how many times he has been to the finals and lost it and things like that, the only thing I can say is LeBron is closer in team build and the way he has played it out to the way AI did. And AI won one. He got the one. And we celebrated him for getting the one with a team of nobodies. LeBron has done that at least twice now, where he has gone with a team that didn't deserve to be there, and he at least took them to the finals. Say what you want about the result. He took a team of nobodies there twice.
He did.
And the other times, he elevated teams that wouldn't have been there normally to the point where they got there and they were great enough to win.
Stop right there, Lou. Stop right there. No, wait a minute. No, because that's where you go wrong when you say that. See, you were all right at first when you brought up.
You want to take Bron off of any of those Miami teams and say that they make it to the finals.
They got Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade is a closer. Dwayne Wade was a closer. Chris Bosh was a top 10 player in the NBA. Stop it. But let me say this. I want to say this.
It sound like Cashmere
Chris Bosh was a top 10 player in the NBA.
I still think Chris Bosh is one of the most overrated power forwards that they.
Thank you.
They did not have Ray Allen. Ray Allen was the greatest shooter
Ray
of all
Allen
time.
came
Before
later.
We seen Steph.
He came later.
I just seen
no.
video,
To the Miami.
I just seen a video 2 weeks ago of Ray Allen in the gym still popping.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
I bet he can't shoot by himself with nobody guarding him. He ain't got to run around.
Ray Allen came later to that Miami team. Remember, he was with Boston for a couple of them years when he was getting beat by Miami for 2 years, and that was what brought him down there in the first place.
That Miami Heat team was legendary.
And for you to bring up Ray Allen, let's not point out the reason why he actually left Boston was because
he wanted to win a ring.
No, because Boston was gonna play Avery Bradley over him.
He had already won a ring in Boston. What do you mean he wanted to win a ring with the Miami?
They was gonna play, and they wanted to play Avery Bradley, and he was saying he didn't think that he wanted to play more minutes. He wanted more of a role
with Doc Rivers. That's when Doc Rivers still was the coach of the Boston Celtics.
So for you to sit here and bring up Ray Allen,
Ray Allen was a factor because let's be clear about something, okay? Since we want to let's stop it, stop the presses because let's be real, okay? Ray Allen is the reason why LeBron James won his second championships. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Ray Allen saved LeBron in Game 6.
Are we gonna base everything
on Ray Allen not hit the shot of his life?
One moment.
Trey, how many minutes are in a game? 48, right? So one shot, one moment in the game, you basically gonna give everything to that person because of one moment. Let's not forget, it takes a lot of scoring and a lot of assists and a lot of rebounds leading up to that moment. So let's say somebody didn't play well leading up until that moment. We never get to see that shot. But we never talk about that, huh? Because everybody wants to go to that one glaring moment or that one glaring shot. We forget. It's a long-ass game.
This is the reason why I'm always talking about LeBron and critiquing LeBron. Not even just with Cashmere. Just when you look at social media, he just want to personalize. I'm talking about overall LeBron fans. Hold on. I see ridiculous things that LeBron fans say. Do y'all not? I feel like some things that they say is just it's unreal. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Like, and the reason why I'm always judgmental. The reason why I'm so judgmental.
I want an example.
The reason why I'm so I don't remember. I see so many idiotic things I can't keep track of.
See, I can't take you serious.
I can't keep track of.
I can't take you serious because you sit here and say all this about the LeBron fans, but you can't give me one example.
You think I'm gonna remember all them damn examples?
No, because
they compare LeBron to the GOAT. That's why that's why when we have conversations.
Who says more ridiculous things, LeBron James or Trey Larkins?
Trey Larkins.
All right.
What are you talking about?
Because Trey Larkins is in here tripping.
But the point you're making, though, Trey, the point you're making is what we all do. Everybody. That's all sports talk is everybody making some ridiculous statement about their favorite.
Right, and the point I'm making is we got 40 seconds, so I'm gonna finish this point I'm making. And LeBron James' second ring in Miami, he lucked up because in that game 6, the staff at American Airlines Arena in Miami, they had got put the tape down on the floor because the game was over. It was over with. And down the stretch in that game, I didn't see LeBron make any significant shots. And I got some more about LeBron after the break because I got a lot more I'm going to say about it. Wise Guys on Beat With Radio. We'll be right back. Sports right here on Beat Wave Radio. Remember, follow Wise Guys on Twitter at wiseguys_OH. Also on Facebook, Wise Guys. We in the house with the squad of crew, Lewis and Jason. We talking the NBA, and my allergies been acting up a little bit today, and I think I'm just allergic to some of the nonsense that I've been hearing.
I'm allergic to the Cavs.
From the nonsense that I've been hearing, I hear from Cashmere every week. But some of this stuff that Lewis and Jason been saying since we've been on here talking about.
You know what? Look, I'm not even gonna put that on Jay. I'm gonna put that on me because Jay been kind of quiet.
He been a little quiet.
Jay been quiet.
It's mainly
I've been
you.
waiting for Jay because Jay don't like to take a back seat on none of these topics. So I've been waiting for him to say something. I mean, it ain't gotta even be ridiculous, but I know Jay gonna have
it gotta be.
See, this is the thing, Jason. I just want to say this real quick. My opinion about LeBron. This is the thing. I respect LeBron. He's a great player. Let's go down the list of LeBrons. Let's give LeBron his credit for everything. He's a great father. He's a great husband. I mean, what else? Great dad. Great entrepreneur. He's a great person for black culture. LeBron fans be getting all in their feelings when you critique his basketball.
Can I be honest? I hate him as a basketball player, but he's arguably one of the greatest.
For sure.
I hate everything about the city of Cleveland except for Bone Thugs.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Now, there's nothing in Cleveland now. Nothing in Cleveland.
I just get tired of him. The reason why I just judge him according to greatest of all time standards. And if I'm judging you on the greatest of all time standards, there's times where I watch games and I'm wondering, gee, what was LeBron thinking? Like in game 1, great, he had 51 points, played outstanding. He was by far the best player on the floor.
Trey.
But why did you pass the ball to George Hill in the first place? Why did you? If LeBron don't pass the ball to George Hill, the J.R. Smith mishap does not happen. I'd rather LeBron, because I felt like LeBron in that moment. LeBron had to hold on, because the Warriors had switched.
You already said this.
No, I'm not. No, they didn't finish this.
Michael Jordan situation, but LeBron did not choose the right person. Yes, George Hill, but George Hill's been inconsistent. He's been aggressive but inconsistent. That's your best option. So that's the only option he had, other than making a turnover.
No, he could have shot it over Steph Curry. He had the mismatch. You 6'8".
Listen. I told
Steph Curry 6'3".
I told us, man. I say, if you knew anything about basketball, how could you question them? They got a chance to actually go up in the game, and you question the decision.
Question LeBron James about the 5 straight possessions he had when he got in his feelings and got defended by JaVale McGee.
I agree with that. But you can't question the fact that he made a pass that led to a foul that gave us the opportunity to actually lead the game.
And if it wasn't for the foul, he would have had a straight line, clear, open layup to the basket.
Oh, that was a foul.
That was the right basketball.
And by the way,
play.
I want to say this too about the NBA. I want to say this too.
Play.
Put the camera on me because this is important. I wish the NBA quit putting out these damn 2-minute reports. No, seriously.
I agree with
that. They
that.
need to stop putting out these damn 2-minute reports 2 days after the game. It's ridiculous. Because what does it give us? All it does is piss off the fans that lost more than they already was mad. You're already mad because your team lost, and all we're doing is validating what you already originally thought. like that's all it's doing. I knew Draymond had a lane violation. I seen it, and I knew Draymond fouled LeBron when he tried to go down the lane. That would have been a layup.
My niggas start dancing.
I seen it. That's what I'm saying. I wish the NBA stop putting out those damn 2-minute reports. Stop it. Because us NBA fans, it does us no justice. All it does is pisses us off even more. Like, we didn't want to know that.
But it keeps the talk show circuit going.
Yeah, and that's
it keeps guys like us doing what we do right now.
But the thing is, too, and I respect LeBron James, but I do believe that the 8 straight finals appearances is overrated. Because this year,
The East is weak.
the East is weak, and because this year,
my God,
let's in this year in the East,
Timeout, Trey.
in the East, no timeout because I'm gonna explain my position on this. Then you can go ahead. In the East, in the first round, you got the baby Pacers, up and coming star in Oladipo. They weren't ready. That was the baby Pacers. Then in the second round, we all know LeBron James has a psychological hurdle and hold over the LeBronto Raptors. Okay, and we all know that DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, even on their best day, is not superstars. Those brothers are stars at best. They not superstars. They not Kevin Durant. They not Klay Thompson. They not Steph Curry. They are mediocre players on an average night, and on a great night, they star players.
Can I ask you a question?
Then, no, let me finish. In the third round, in the Eastern Conference Finals, LeBron James, why would I give you credit for beating the team in the Boston Celtics? None of their players besides Al Horford could get even a CCW.
Because you
Can't nobody on their team besides Al Horford get a CCW. Why would I give you credit for beating some babies?
Man,
Why?
this man
What?
tripping.
LeBron, I expect LeBron to be able to propel the Cavaliers to the finals in the East against the Boston Celtics, the LeBronto Raptors, and the Indiana Pacers. Come on now.
Man, this man.
That East is weak.
all I'm
Somebody else
Okay,
done it.
All
if
I'ma
the
say
East
is-
weak, that includes Cleveland too, right?
Right.
Cleveland is weak without LeBron, right?
So two
So
different franchises.
technically, you got a whole division over here that is weak, the whole conference that's weak, except for you got one player that dominates the entire NBA.
It's a problem for me is I just know if
And-
LeBron was in the
and
West,
not
it
even
wouldn't
that.
happen.
No, I'm so tired of that statement because we act like there wasn't free agents that didn't have the opportunity to come east, and they didn't. So how do you blame somebody for other people not wanting to come and play against him? They leave
No,
there.
Cashmere, you're not gonna get away with that.
My
Teams
point-
stay in the
my
West
point is-
because
Kevin
Western
Durant-
Conference
Kevin-
has better overall teams.
My point is
not
this,
because
really-
don't nobody
really-
worry about LeBron.
Really quickly, my
So
point
if
is
you
this:
knew that the East is weak,
is that if you got all these teams
please.
in the division that's our conference, that's garbage, right? So who's the standout, right? If everybody in this room right now got $1 million, which one of us is rich? Nobody, right? So the whole side is garbage. So you cannot discredit the work that LeBron James has done when you consider everybody's playing on the same
I take in
field.
consideration competition. Like I remember midway through the season, y'all remember Adam Silver was talking about changing. Hold on,
different
he was talking about
franchises.
changing the playoff format. LeBron James commented saying, "Oh no, I think we should keep it the same." We know why. We know why LeBron want to keep it this because they were talking about possibly doing it in the NCAA way,
Verse 16.
doing 1/16, 2
That's-
verse
that's
15,
stupid.
3 verse 14. That's stupid because you're a LeBron fan.
That's stupid because it's the NBA.
Right?
I played in the NCAA, and I know the difference. There's a difference between NCAA basketball and NBA basketball. Like you don't want to. There is history that goes with the NBA that you don't want to change. Like, why change something because the narrative of what we see right now? People are so involved in what the right now, they forget everything about history and everything that really matters.
Because change is important.
Huh?
Tell the whole Eastern Conference, please quit tanking. The Orlando Magic, your New York Knicks, they suck. They draft horrible. It's the owners. They don't care. They would rather make money off us as customers and just watch Eastern teams lose and let LeBron or whoever else decides to go to the East.
So is
Louis,
that
do you not
LeBron's fault,
believe
though?
that LeBron's 8 straight finals appearances is overrated? Period. Do you not believe?
I don't believe that's
hard,
overrated.
man.
Now, the reason I don't believe it's overrated is the same reason that I don't believe that the Buffalo Bills 4 straight Super Bowls was not overrated. It is tough to do something like that, especially year after year
give him
after
credit.
year. Even to get there twice. Who was it? Butler made it to the NCAA tournament finals twice in a row. That was tough to do. This is why you don't see guys doing it. This is why LeBron has been the only one to do that since the Celtics in the 50s and 60s. Nobody has done this like this because it is fucking hard to do.
Man, in the East, in the Eastern Conference Finals, he played them
East,
babies.
West, whatever. Like
Them
right
babies.
now, Clay
You
and
sound like
Steph
a
are at
classic
half
person.
of what LeBron is doing. They are at half. When they get the 8 straight finals, then talk about how great somebody
Oh, he's great.
is.
We already said he was great. We already acknowledged that.
So how can you take
I
credit
just
for
said it's overrated. Let's talk about it
How?
itself.
Like he's basically legitimately played 3 to 4 extra seasons than anybody else.
LeBron is a great player. I just think it's overrated that he got to the finals 8 straight years in the Eastern Conference.
2 different franchises.
Hey, y'all want to start y'all social media squad up? Y'all got a social media I want to shout out before we get out of here?
We ain't got it built yet, man.
It's all
We get
good.
together. Next
Follow
time,
me.
we'll have everything for you.
I got it. Follow me, Cashmere Wright _ Instagram. One Vision Academy. We starting training. We doing open gyms on Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. So make sure you
Where
get
you
your
gonna do that?
invite. Oh, we gonna do that clock Montessori. Yeah. We gonna rock out.
That's
come
what's up, man.
with
Hey,
us.
fellas, I appreciate y'all coming on the show.
Yeah, look, we appreciate your value, man.
For sure, Wise Guys _H on Twitter, Wise Guys on Facebook, and These Guys Know Sports on Instagram. Holla.
And we out.
Wise guys, wise guys, wise guys, wise guys, wise guys, wise guys. Tracy Larkins, stem zich. Tracy Larkins, stem zich. These guys know sports. Wise guys, wise guys. These guys know sports. Wise guys, wise guys, wise guys. Tracy Larkins, stem zich.